channel. I would like to talk to y'all about grandkids, teenage grandkids, and I really need some help on this. I have a teenage grandson that is going through a relationship that she always tells him what to do, when to do it. She gets mad at every little thing. She breaks up with him, then wants him back, and just maybe it's toxic relationship, or maybe a gaslighting relationship, or they're just kids. So I think they're just being kids. But what do you tell your grandkids or your grandson at 17, almost 18, come to you and say, Granny, why is she doing this? Why is that? Why? And all I can tell them is what I went through. As I was growing up as a teenager, I can remember my first love. Oh man, do I remember my first love. I still think about him too. I think he lives in North Carolina. But anyway, I still think about him every now and then, how he's doing, and his sister. I do know she had passed away. But anyway, I talked to him a little bit, about he's so young, you're going to go through girls like, and he understood. And I told him about what a toxic relationship is, because I was in a very bad toxic relationship. And that toxic relationship taught me a lot. And it taught me so much that I really don't want to be in a relationship right now. I've had people get mad at me, and because I live alone in a happy single life. People don't understand that, but I am very happy single. So, and I tell my grandson this, sometimes it's good to be single. You need to find yourself. You're young, you're 17, almost 18. You got some growing up to do. If this girl wants to break up with you or needs a break, give that girl the break. What would y'all tell your grandkids? And I have 10 grandkids, and most of them's boys. I got all boys but 2 girls and 3 step granddaughters. But most of them is boys. And I have boys. My boys are grown, and now they're having their kids, and now they're coming to me for advice. And I'm trying my best to give them advice. Y'all help me out. Subscribe to my channel. Tell me what to do with my grandkids. Do I tell them, break up with this girl, she's gaslighting, blah, blah, blah? No, I don't really want to do that. I tell him, you have to find yourself. Take it day by day. You're going to go through a lot. Matter of fact, he's going to be here. I'm going to pick him up tomorrow, and we'll do some more talking about girls and boys, Like I said, I was in a toxic relationship. My ex my ex-boyfriend was very, very toxic. He was a Puerto Rican boy, and he was very, very toxic, very toxic. So I tell him, my grandson, what I went through, so maybe he can see a little bit of the signs of the girls. But anyway, it is Friday night. I went out with my sister and some friends. And if you look on my other video about medication, we don't need all this medication. Do you know what we need? Music. We need music. You move. And that's what I did tonight. I moved. And I had fun. Because that's what you do when you're single. And I choose to be single. Now, don't get me wrong. I do, date. I love to dance. But that's another whole story. We are talking about y'all need to help me tell me what I need to tell my grandson to help him with his girlfriend. They need time out. And I told him to let that time out. And if it doesn't work, it doesn't work. There's always, you're so young. He is so young and he's cute. He'll go through women after women. I can remember when my boys were growing up and they were teenagers. Yeah, girls were crazy and they'd call me and they'd be crying and I would never know what to say other than I'm sorry. But anyway, well, I got to talk to grandkids about life, about everything. You have to tell them everything. And I am the type of granny. Yes, they call me Granny. And I am perfectly fine with them calling me Granny. I love it. I absolutely love it. And they come and they hang out with me. We go fishing. I love to fish and they love to fish. And they'll come over and we cook. We'll do some cooking, muffins and just cakes and that's what we do as a family. But anyway, when he comes over tomorrow, I will be talking to him about girls. And I'm going to tell him what I went through and don't go through this. What you don't have to put up with. You do not have to put up. Life is too short. Enjoy your life. You only have one life. Enjoy your life. Enjoy it while you can. Yes, I'm getting old and been doing a lot of thinking myself. That's why I try to talk to my grandkids about life and how short it is. I am 60, I forgot how old I was. I am 67, I believe. I think I'm 67. And, getting old, as y'all can see. I got some gray hair coming in, y'all. Look at that. Anyway, y'all help me out. What would you tell your grandson that comes to you and tells you that him and his girlfriend, they need time out? You tell them they need time out. Just let it go. Take it day by day. And they needed this anyway because the girl, I'm not going to mention any names because I have three 17-year-olds. So they don't know which one I'm talking about. So, but anyway, this girl, she gets mad real easy. He can't do anything. She just, I don't know what it's called, gaslighting. Well, I don't think he needs that. I think they both need to split up. And I'm going to tell him this, let it go. Just, let it go. See what happens day by day. So that's my story, y'all, and I'm sticking to it. I'm just an old granny that I got to be prepared to try to talk to my grandson about toxic women, toxic and men, gaslighting, controlling. Controlling is the big word, I should say, with them. She is very controlling with him. No, 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 no. Never control. You start controlling and you lose each other. I can remember those days. Well, anyway, I'm getting off of here. Y'all have a wonderful Friday night. Like I said, I did go out and I danced. As you know me, I love to dance. I'm a dancer. I love to dance. I love country and I also love rock and roll. Tonight was a very good band tonight. And y'all also look up on my other page about medication. You know, I got medication on my table right here that's just absolutely stupid. Look at all this medication. I won't go into, I don't know how much time I have, but look, I have a lot of medication, a lot that my doctor prescribed to me that I don't need. I can't believe he prescribed me so much medication that I don't even really need. What you need is a healthy diet, take care of yourself. More important, dance. Now, I did stop my dancing for a while because I had lost my partner. I lost my partner in a car accident about 2 years ago, and I stopped going out. And I started cooking, and I started cooking, and I started eating, and I started eating, and then one thing, you know, your cholesterol gets high, and all that, blah, blah, blah. So now I'm starting going out again. I'm starting to go out. I'm starting out to dance, and I love to dance. Um, Shag dance, any kind of dance. I love the dance. I love the line dance. Anyway, I'm getting off of here. Good night, y'all. I probably sound stupid because I'm learning YouTube and I'm trying this YouTube. Subscribe to my channel. Check me out. Most of it is all about cooking, grandkids, family, happiness, fishing, not much drama. I try not to have too much drama, even though I do have a little bit of drama, y'all. Have real quick, I think I have maybe, I don't know, but have you ever had an ex? My ex, I have an ex-boyfriend's wife is so toxic, y'all, that she watches my videos. And when she watches my videos, she's probably watching now. She talks bad about me. Y'all need to check her out too. Um, I don't know what it is, jealous or what, but yeah, she talks about me. But anyway, maybe one day I'll sit and talk to you about toxic people, gaslighting people. Um, anyway, y'all have a wonderful night. I know it's crazy, Friday night, but I didn't really have no one to come home to talk to, so I got on YouTube and talking to y'all and maybe help me out with my grandson with his girlfriend. Good night, y'all. Sweet dreams.